What's up, guys? Thought I'd give you an update. I'm looking a hot mess. I'm in my night t-shirt and I got my little filter on for from Snapchat. Trust me, you want me to have the filter on right now. Just wanted to give you an update about the house. We ran into some issues, unfortunately. It's a HUD home, so it's a foreclosure. That's what that means. I didn't know what that meant when they said it's a HUD home. So it's a foreclosure, and it's an as-is home. So we're getting an FHA loan, so there's certain parameters around the FHA loan. And because of the pandemic, they're so much more strict when it comes to conventional loans. So we, did qualify for an FHA loan. And so the house we picked is really nice. I showed you the picture of it. So the problem is, because it is a HUD home and it is as is, FHA wants to make sure that the house is livable, which it is. But they get a little bit caught up in themselves to say if there's any cosmetic things that need to be done. And the carpet needs to be replaced, and there's maybe one hole in the wall that needs to be fixed. Other than that, it's pretty good. So we went through this whole process of them saying that all this stuff had to be completed before close. And I'm that type of person that I'm very driven, and I don't take no for an answer. So I myself pulled out the HUD handbook and looked it up and showed them in the handbook where cosmetic things did not have to be fixed. So when the guy went out to inspect the house, the utilities was not on. That was my lender's fault, because they indicated that it was a COVID inspection, which means that they didn't have to go inside the home. Although I was having, let me backtrack. So FHA does appraisals. They don't do inspection, and the appraiser that they get is qualified to inspect different things. I was having an inspector come outside the appraiser. So what happened was, I was having the utilities cut on, but they wouldn't cut on when the appraiser came out. They got cut on the next day, and he didn't come back. So pretty much what happened was, he indicated, after I outlined what the handbook said and what had to be fixed and what didn't have to be fixed, the only thing they said that they needed to re-inspect is to make sure the utilities were working. So that's where we are right now. It's been such an up and down anxiety for myself. Just trying to make sure everything's together. So we wasn't really planning to move in right away, because as I said, it is a HUD home foreclosure. So we have to pull the carpets up and fix the hole in the wall. There was no stove or oven there or refrigerator, so we have to have all that in there. So there are repairs that we're planning to do and we're excited to do. So getting in a week later, it's not such a big deal for me. It's just I'm ready to close the deal. The anxiety of something coming up is really killing me. I didn't tell y'all, but another thing that hit us is, whenever you get ready to buy a home, the last thing you want to do is anything with your credit. So I told my husband, don't use your credit card, don't use anything, just put it down and be still. Well, back in October, he decided to go to McDonald's and buy some food with his credit card, and he didn't tell me. So because he didn't tell me, I didn't pay the bill. All of the credit cards were at zero balance, and I thought they were at zero balance. I was checking our credit on a regular basis, and it didn't show up until I pulled his credit in January, probably like last week. I pulled it, and it indicated he was 30 days past due on his credit card, which was odd to me since he bought the stuff back in October. And this is the reason why it was missed, because I paid everything off on his card on October the 16th. On October the 13th, I paid his card off to zero balance. On the 16th, he went to McDonald's. So when I got his November bill, it said zero balance, zero due. So I thought my payment was settled, it was gone, and but it didn't. They didn't render that due until December. So when I checked his credit last week. That's when it first showed up, and it said he was 30 days past due on his credit card, which I almost had a heart attack. And his credit score hadn't changed, and I thought, well, it didn't catch it. If we hurry up and close, maybe it won't catch it. But then 2 days after I checked it, we got notification that there were changes on his credit score, and it dropped his credit score 106 points. So, of course, I'm freaking out. And I paid the $7 off. I had him call the company. He's never been late. He has a zero balance to just see if they would work with us. They said that they would waive any late fees, but they could not take off the late charge from the credit report. We would have to dispute it. So long story short, I disputed it. They took it off. The bad thing about it is it dropped it 106 points, like my glasses. It dropped it 106 points, but it only increased it 95 points. But I was happy to get those points back. The last thing I want is for them to check through the final credit check, and they usually do right before close a final credit check to make sure nothing's changed and there's no problems, for them to see that his score dropped 100 points. So it's just so really frustrating and anxiety provoking. Also, my credit card balance was at zero. I checked mine on a regular basis because it is mine, and there was a $41 charge. I'm not sure when I did it, but it wasn't late. I just went ahead and paid it off, and believe it or not, my credit dropped 20 points just because I paid it off, and I have a zero balance. Very odd to me. This credit thing really gets on my nerves, but I'm not concerned about that. Actually, my credit had went up since the first time they pulled it, so it's probably still higher. So we were supposed to close on Friday. Today is the 26th, and Friday's the 29th. So we were supposed to, or scheduled to close on Friday. They went out today because all the utilities was supposed to be on, except for the water company is giving us a lot of problems. So the water wasn't cut on. I think I've worked it out where the water will be cut on tomorrow. The appraiser is extremely flexible, so he's going to come back tomorrow and check the water. Everything else checked out perfectly. So I'm excited about that. So hopefully once they go out and check the water, we'll move from that. But my close date has been switched from Friday to now. We are closing Wednesday, next Wednesday, so on the 3rd. So that's a good thing. Closing on the 3rd puts my first payment not due to April. And if we closed on Friday, my first payment would have been due in March. So I guess I'm happy with that.